All right, what's up, everybody? In this episode of Thomas's Tutorials, I'm going to show you guys how to use the Clubkit to connect a 900 Nexus mixer to Serato DJ without a Serato box. Clubkit is a really awesome plugin offered by Serato. You can buy it or you can lease it monthly. And in this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to lease it monthly and how to use it to connect two turntables to Serato DJ and then play with Serato DJ using the turntables and Clubkit on a 900 Nexus with no Serato box. So here we go. To start out with on this tutorial, I'm using a spare MacBook I have. And it has never seen a 900 Nexus before. I've never plugged a 900 Nexus into it at all. So I do have a 900 Nexus here in the studio. And the first step to getting Clubkit to work is going to be to plug the 900 Nexus into your laptop. So to do that, you're going to go ahead and plug a USB cord into the top of the 900 Nexus. You'll see the USB input right next to the microphone input in the top left-hand corner of the mixer. You want to go ahead and pop up that little protective cover and plug a standard USB cord into the top of that USB port. You will see a window that comes up and it'll say install driver. So we're going to go ahead and click install driver, and then it's going to go ahead and launch the driver installation window. So the driver installation window looks like this, and we're going to go ahead and click continue. And I want to let you guys know that you don't have to be hooked up to the internet for this to work. You don't need any Wi-Fi or internet connection whatsoever for this to work. We're going to go ahead and click continue. And when we do, we'll see the software license agreement. Go ahead and click continue again. Click agree. It's going to ask how do you want to install the software. This laptop has Sierra on it, so you'll see this window. And you want to go ahead and say install for all users and click continue. And then it'll tell you that this install will take 1.3 megabytes of space. Click install. You go ahead and enter your password. And it runs the installation. And then you'll see the message that the installation was successful. So you can go ahead and close the window. And at this point, it's going to say compatible hardware connected, try Serato DJ Suite. And we don't want to do that. We actually want to get into the Clubkit. So the next step to doing this, to getting Clubkit running, is to click on My Serato, click on the Activate or Buy button in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and that brings up a separate window. And it's going to ask us to log into Serato DJ. So you'll go ahead and enter your email address and password. Now, you do have to be on the internet for this part. So once we log in, it's going to give us two choices. We can either buy Serato DJ or we can subscribe. What we're going to do is click on subscribe. So for the purpose of this tutorial, we're just going to select the button on the left, which is $9.99 a month. We'll go ahead and click that button. And then it gives me some customer details. So I go ahead and fill out my information. Then we are going to click continue. And then it's going to ask us how we'd like to pay, and I'm going to go ahead and select the Visa card that I've got on file with Serato. So we're going to go ahead and select that little button and click continue. And at this point, we're going to confirm by clicking subscribe. Boom. We've now got Clubkit. So now, as you can see there, behind the My Serato window, if we go ahead and close this window, you are now looking at the audio tab that you would see if you plugged in a Serato interface, like an SL4, which you guys could check out in my first tutorial video. I went ahead and posted a tutorial on how to use the SL4. So yeah, you are looking at a full 4-deck Serato capable interface. Now, because we've got the DVS plugin, we can use turntables or CDJs to control this using timecode signal. So we could use timecode CDs or the timecode signal on a thumb drive, or we could use timecode vinyl. So what we're going to do, because I have turntables in the lab, is we're going to set it up to use timecode vinyl using Technics 1210s. So the next thing we're going to do is click Setup Inputs, and we're going to configure the mixer to accept and look for timecode vinyl. So what we're going to do is click Mixer Output, and we're going to change USB 1 from Channel 1 Post Fader to Channel 1 Timecode Phono, because I have timecode, I have a turntable plugged into that channel running timecode vinyl. So we're going to go ahead and change that channel from post channel 1 fader to channel 1 timecode phono. And then that is going to tell the mixer to look for timecode on that channel. And as you can see, this little window pops up that says when timecode is selected, select USB for the desired channel input selector switches on the mixer. So what that means is you're going to then turn the channel 1 selector switch at the top of the mixer above the gain knob over to USB. And that will allow you to use that channel inside of Serato with the turntable. So we're going to then repeat the process for channel 4 because that's where I have my other turntable plugged in at. And boom. And again, it gives me the same warning. So I'm going to go ahead and switch channel 4's channel selector switch over to USB and close this window. So the next step in the process is going to be to select the primary channels that you want to use. And this is where things get kind of interesting. Serato DJ only has 2 options, channels 1 and 2 or channels 2 and 3. But the 900 Nexus only has phono preamps on channels 1 and 4. If you're using CDJs, it's easy to set up. You just plug your CDJs into channels 1 and 2 or channels 2 and 3. It doesn't matter because the 900 Nexus has line inputs on all 4 channels. But if you're using turntables, your only option is to plug the turntables into channels 1 and 4. And then what I like to do is to select channels 2 and 3. What this allows you to do is close the setup window. And then what you'll see is by default, Serato shows you channels 1 and 2. If you click on the tilde key, which is the key on your keyboard next to the 1 key, top left-hand corner, it's right below the ESC key, right next to the 1 key, you can see that it'll change from decks 1 and 2 to 3 and 4. Now when I put my needle down on the record, you'll see that channel begin to play. And so we can also repeat the process on the right-hand side, and we'll see signal on that channel. If you don't see signal after doing all of this, if it doesn't work, there are a couple easy troubleshooting steps you can take. The first one is to unplug the USB cord that goes to the 900 Nexus. You'll see Serato DJ go back to prepare mode, count to 5, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 5, and plug it back in. And that will usually get you running. If that doesn't work, make sure that your channels are plugged in correctly. So if you're using turntables, that means you have to be on channels 1 and 4. If you're using CDJs, you can use channels 2 and 3 or channels 1 and 4. And the other thing you can also check is go to expansion packs and make sure that vinyl and CD control is enabled. When I downloaded Clubkit on my actual DJ MacBook and tried using it at a gig, it took me a minute to figure out that everything was plugged in right. Everything should have been working, but this checkbox wasn't enabled. And that stopped Clubkit from working right. So go ahead and double check that you have the Clubkit expansion pack enabled inside of the expansion packs tab of the setup window of Serato. If you have any questions, leave them as a comment, and I'll be more than happy to reply. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to Thomas Tutorials YouTube channel. There will be more awesome DJ-related content coming your way. This is DJ Thomas Young signing off. Until next time, keep it banging.